Welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to my kitchen. Today's show is all about feta cheese. In today's show, I'll be making spinach feta phyllo pizza, sauteed feta with tomato sauce, spinach feta salad with feta pita crisp. We will start off by making the spinach feta phyllo pizza. For this recipe, I need about 1.5 pounds of baby spinach leaves that I washed and dried. And I have some boiling water here in the pot. I will cook the spinach leaves for about 2 to 3 minutes, just until it's wilted. We don't want to overcook it. We just want to cook it until it's wilted. We'll cover the pot and we'll leave it for about 2 to 3 minutes. We'll check on our spinach. It's nice and wilted. What I need to do now is remove it and transfer it to a bowl with cold water. Transferring the spinach to cold water, it's gonna keep it nice and green, and it's gonna bring the color back. Do you see how beautiful it looks? Looks nice and fresh. We'll just keep it in cold water for a minute or so. And then we will remove our sieve mesh from the cold water. Try to drain all the water as much as we can. And then we'll let it sit in this bowl to drain all the liquid that's in the spinach. Now we will prepare the phyllo dough crust. For this, I will need to brush a baking pan. This is 11 by 17 inches baking pan with some olive oil. And then I will line it with some parchment paper. Brush the parchment paper with some olive oil. Just because you are using phyllo dough, we want to make sure it's going to be nice and crispy. So I want to make sure there is olive oil in between every single layer. And I'm using a package of phyllo dough. I only need 7 sheets of the phyllo dough. Usually in each package, there'll be about 20 to 22 sheets. Before start making the crust, you want to make sure your phyllo dough is sitting to room temperature for about an hour or so. You don't want to be working with cold or frozen phyllo dough. That will make it very, very easy to crack, and you will not end up having a nice crust. So make sure leave it to room temperature for, look how nice and beautiful it looks. It's been sitting out for about 1 hour. So what I will need is, first of all, we want to make sure this phyllo dough sheet will fit into our baking pan. Actually, they do. We don't want to cut any of it. I will brush each layer with some olive oil. You want to be very careful working with phyllo dough because they tear easily, and you want to work fast. And now I will grate some Parmesan cheese on top. About 1 teaspoon or maybe 1 tablespoon of Parmesan cheese. And then I will add 1 more layer. I will do exactly the same thing for all the layers. We're brushing them with olive oil and Parmesan cheese in between the layers. The Parmesan cheese in between the layers, it's gonna give our crust some sharp flavor to it, and it will be crispy, and it's gonna give us that golden color because of the cheese. And now we're gonna lay down our last layer of phyllo dough. We brush it, some olive oil. Now you need to store the remaining phyllo sheets that we have left back into the package for another use. They can go in the fridge or in the freezer if you are not planning to use them within the next 2 weeks or so. Leave them back in the package. And this will go in the fridge. I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees. I will bake the crust in the oven for 5 minutes. We'll check on our pizza. Oh, look how beautiful. Look how beautiful the crust is. How beautiful and golden. And you can see the Parmesan cheese underneath the top layer. Looks amazing. We'll set it on the side for about 3 to 4 minutes to cool off. Our pizza crust is already cooled off, and now we are ready to add the layers for our pizza. I had the spinach all dried out, all the liquid is drained. We want to make sure there is not any liquid left in it. We don't want to end up with soggy pizza. I will arrange the spinach all over the crust. You see when we cook the spinach how much it reduced down. But this should be enough for our pizza. This is real easy and healthy pizza. You could use it as a meal or as an hors d'oeuvre, or even for brunch, or maybe as a side dish also. It's a great way to use the spinach and the feta cheese with the phyllo. It's perfect. And then I have 1 tablespoon of dried mint. I will just crush on top. I'm using dried mint, even though I do have fresh mint, because fresh mint, when it cooks in the oven, it's gonna turn dark and black, and it's gonna be really dried out. Dried mint will not do that when it's cooked. So, and of course, dried mint has more of intense flavor for the mint. We'll sprinkle some salt just to season. We want to be sure and careful not to use too much salt, because feta cheese is always salty, and you want to try the feta cheese. If it's too salty, you can eliminate the salt. And also some freshly ground black pepper just to season. Will be great. And then I sliced some red onion. I will just arrange some slices of red onion on top. Love using the red onion. It has a beautiful color and it has a sweet flavor, especially when cooking red onion. That's when all the sweetness is gonna come out when cooking the red onion. Of course, if you don't have red onion available, you can just use regular onion or white onion or sweet onion, whatever you prefer to use. Lastly, but not least, we will use 1 cup of crumbled feta cheese on top. Perfect. And then we'll drizzle some extra virgin olive oil on top of everything, just to give it some shine. And this will help the onion to caramelize when it's cooking in the oven. Look how beautiful this looks. Looks so good. And it's gonna taste so good. Beautiful. We'll bake the pizza in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes, or until the cheese is all melted and it's golden and crispy. So check on our pizza. So beautiful. Look how nicely the cheese is melted, how golden color the crust is. It looks so good, and as you can smell it, the mint with the spinach with the onion and the feta cheese, it looks so good. We'll set it on the side to cool off for a few minutes. Now we are ready to make the sauteed feta cheese. This is an amazing recipe. It's so easy, it's so flavorful, it's so good. So what I would do is, like, I have about 8 to 10 ounces of feta cheese, block, that I placed it in the freezer for about 30 minutes. Leaving it in the freezer for about 30 minutes will make it so easy to slice, great slices. They all gonna be so beautiful, and they're all gonna be nice and firm, and it's not gonna crumble the cheese while we slicing it. So leaving it in the freezer for 15 or like even up to 30 minutes will be a great idea. We'll slice them about maybe 1/3 to 1/2 inch in thickness. We don't want to make them too thick, and we don't want to slice them too thin, so they will crumble while we're preparing them. So this is a great thickness for our feta cheese. Okay, perfect. So feta cheese, it's already sliced and it's ready to go. Now we are ready to prepare the coating for our sauteed feta cheese. So for this recipe, I will need about 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and I will need 2 whole eggs that I will crack in a bowl whisk until nice and creamy. Perfect. And this is gonna go in our second bowl. Then I will need about 2 cups of panko, Japanese breadcrumb. I like using the Japanese breadcrumb, the panko brand name. This is really a great. I'll use 1 cup for now. If I need, I might need to use more. I like using this breadcrumb. If you see how light this breadcrumb is, and it's excellent for coating fried or sauteed food. I like to use this one. This kind of breadcrumb is made from a custom-made bread that is especially made to create this kind of crumbs. They are nice and light, and then during cooking time, this kind of coating will not burn easily during cooking time. So this is a great, great breadcrumb to use if you ever have a chance to use it. Now we are ready to coat the slices of feta cheese with our coatings that we are going to use the flour and the egg and the breadcrumb. So what I would do is I will take every piece and pat it dry with paper towel. Dip it in flour, all sides. Brush all excess flour. Then dip it in egg to coat all sides with egg. And then dip it in breadcrumb. Make sure to coat all sides with the breadcrumb. And set it on the side. Dry every piece. This is a great, great feta cheese. Feta cheese is traditionally made of goat milk. Most of the time it's made from sheep milk, or sometimes a mixture of goat and sheep milk. And feta cheese, it's tangy and it gives beautiful, beautiful flavor for many Middle Eastern dishes. Now, I will leave my feta cheese in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Now we are ready to prepare the tomato sauce that goes with our sauteed feta cheese. So what I need is I have about 1.5 to 2 pounds of vine tomatoes that I love so much. It has a really unique flavor. It's sweet and it's so great, and it tastes so good with everything, whether you're using it for sauce or for a salad or just to eat like that. Love using the vine tomatoes. So what I would do is I remove the stem from the tomato and I will scoop off the stem area. Or what we're doing is I have some boiling water here. I will dip the tomatoes in the water for about a minute or so. This is going to help us to get the skin out, and it will be ready to puree for a sauce. This is a great, great way to remove the skin out from the tomatoes. Real easy. We just gonna leave it in the boiling water for about 2 to 3 minutes. Of course, if you don't want to go through all these steps, you can use canned tomatoes whole canned tomatoes that's already peeled and it's already ready for us to go. I like to use fresh tomatoes when they are in season. I believe some of them are ready. We'll check. Look how easy the skin come off. Only took about a minute or so for the tomatoes in the hot water. And that's it. Real easy. Continue peeling all tomatoes. Look how beautiful, how easily the skin come off. Real easy. It's much easier to handle now that I left it for a few minutes to cool off. All my tomatoes are already peeled and the skin is off. We are gonna leave them in this sieve mesh to drain all the liquid. Set them on the side. Now, what we need to do is we are gonna chop one small onion for the sauce. Chop it real finely. Of course, you can use store-bought tomato sauce to serve with the sauteed feta, but it's nothing like homemade tomato sauce, especially when the tomatoes are in season. They are nice and sweet, and they are full with antioxidants. They are full with nutrients and vitamins. Tomatoes are very, very, very healthy for you. Set the onions on the side. Use 2 sticks of celery that I washed and dried. This will go in the bowl. And then I'm using 2 small carrots. We'll peel the carrots. Celery and onion and parsley, these are the base for using any sauce, whether it's tomato sauce or any other sauces. Also, they are base to use chicken broth or beef stock. So these are the main ingredients to make any sauce. When using baby carrots, you can use about maybe 4 to 6 of them. I'm just using regular carrots. Last but not least, we need about small bunch of fresh parsley. Perfect. Now we will saute the onion and the carrots and the celery, parsley with about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Look at these beautiful colors. Saute them over high heat for a minute or so. Then we'll add the parsley. Love the color combination. Look how beautiful. These colors tell you all about how healthy the sauce is gonna be. Love the colors. Smells so good. We'll reduce the heat to medium, and then we'll cover it for about 5 to 7 minutes. Now we'll check on our vegetables. Look how beautiful and soft and tender the vegetables are. Looks so good. To this, I will add 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. And 1 teaspoon of dried basil goes in there. I will let it cook for about a minute. While we are waiting for them to cook for about a minute, we will chop our tomatoes. Just roughly chop. Tomatoes gonna cook in the sauce and they will be nice and soft. All my tomatoes are chopped, and now they will go in the pot. To this, I'll add 2 teaspoons of tomato paste, some salt to season, and some freshly ground black pepper to season. Of course, depending on how spicy you want the sauce to be, you can add more or less. We have to season everything, and now we'll turn the heat up and we'll let it cook until tomatoes are soft and tender for about maybe 15 to 20 minutes. We'll check on our sauce. Look how beautiful. Tomatoes are nicely cooked and tender, and it smells amazing. Gorgeous looking sauce. Great. We'll turn the heat off. Now I will transfer the sauce into a glass bowl. And I'm using a hand blender to puree the sauce. Smells so good. We will just partially puree it. We still want to have chunks of vegetables, tomatoes, and all the other vegetables in the sauce. So I believe this is good enough. We want to keep the texture and the color as nice as possible. It looks beautiful. We'll set it on the side to cool off. Now we are ready to saute the feta cheese. It's been sitting in the fridge for about 45 minutes. I have some olive oil in my saute pan that I heated, and then we are ready to saute our feta cheese. We'll cook it for about 1 to 2 minutes on each side until nice and golden. I think we have room for one more slice. Perfect. We'll check it after 1 minute. Look how beautiful brown the cheese pieces looks. It smells so good. It cooks so fast, only 1 to 2 minutes on each side. So we want to be careful. I believe we are ready to move this one. Set it on the plate. The middle is always hotter than the sides of the pan. So these are the ones that they're gonna cook faster. This is also ready. Beautiful. The cheese slices are crunchy on the outside and they are soft and melted from the inside. It's very, very good. Turn the heat off. Plate. All the pieces are beautifully sauteed. Now we are ready to season the sauteed cheese. Just a little bit of salt. We want to make sure they're not too salty. And some freshly ground black pepper goes on top. Again, just to season. And some fresh lemon juice. Beautiful, smells amazing. Love this. Looks beautiful. And this will be ready to serve with the tomato sauce that we made. Now we are ready to make our spinach feta salad. We will start off by making the feta pita crisp. We need about maybe 2 to 3 whole pita bread. We will cut them in half and then we will cut each one into 2 portions. I believe we'll make another one. Perfect. If you don't have to use pita bread, you could use tortillas or you could use lavash. You could use any kind flat thin bread if you like. So what I would do is, first of all, I will cut each one into 4 wedges, just like that. And then separate all the pieces. We are working with the rough side up. We'll sprinkle some crumbled feta cheese on each wedge. These are great, crisp to have around, just to snack on, to use with any kind of salad. And then season with some black pepper. Then we're gonna sprinkle some chopped walnuts on top. You could use almonds or hazelnuts or any kind of nuts, pecans, whatever you prefer to use. And then what I would do is I will press the cheese and the walnut and transfer it to this baking sheet lined with parchment paper. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. We'll bake the pita in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes until golden and crisp. To make the spinach salad, I have 1 pound of baby spinach leaves that I washed and dried, and I have them sitting in a bowl. To make the dressing, we need to use 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar, goes in the bowl. 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 1 whisk until nicely incorporated, and then slowly we'll add 6 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Add the olive oil in streams and keep mixing. This will give us beautiful creamy dressing. Should be good. We'll set this on the side. To our spinach, we will add cherry tomatoes that we're just gonna cut in half. I have 2 kinds of cherry tomatoes that I'm using. I'm using red and orange cherry tomatoes. Of course, when cherry tomatoes are in season, it's the best to get different colors and different sizes and even different shapes. You see the red tomatoes kind of oval and the orange tomatoes are round. So this will be the best time to use cherry tomatoes when they are in season. We're just gonna scatter them around the spinach. That should be good. And then I'll add a few slices of, I think these are too thick. I might add thinner ones of red onion. Yeah, these are better. Just add some thin slices of red onion. Great combination with the spinach and the tomatoes and the pita crisp that we are making. Beautiful. We'll set this on the side. We'll check on our pita crisp. Look how beautiful and golden and crisp they are. You know they are crispy when they curve like this. They curl and curve and they are so beautiful. They smell so good. Now we are ready to assemble our salad. We will have some pita crisp on our platter. Smells so good. The cheese is nicely melted on top of the pita. This is a great salad to have as a side dish or just on its own. So healthy for you. It has the spinach, the bread, the cheese, the tomato. Look how beautiful this looks. We will some freshly ground black pepper to season, some salt to season, and drizzle the dressing that we made. Love the Dijon mustard, the red wine vinegar, and the olive oil in this dressing. It's so great. Just drizzle some around. Then we will arrange this other pita bread crisp in this platter, just to use with the feta cheese, and this will be great with the tomato sauce that we made also. We will ladle some tomato sauce in a bowl to serve with the sauteed feta cheese. Smells so good. That's all the time we have for today. Today's show, we made so many beautiful dishes using feta cheese. It's a great cheese to make many dishes with. And in today's show, we made spinach, feta, phyllo pizza. It's gorgeous. Look how beautiful this looks. And we made sauteed feta cheese with tomato sauce. And we made spinach feta salad with pita feta crisp. Thank you so much for coming to my kitchen, and we hope to see you next time with more exotic dishes.